I got you insecure. He's so insecure, nowhere to run, nowhere for more. Nah, psych, fuck that shit, fuck that shit, yeah, turn on the fucking beat, bro. KSI, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Come on, none of that fake deep shit in my diss tracks, bro. None of that.
Quadeca makes you think this will be a slow, emotional disc, but immediately grabs your attention with an upbeat beat switch. Also, the camera intentionally doesn't follow Quadeca and focuses on this now hiring sign on the back of the mail carrier truck, alluding to the idea that KSI can now become a mailman instead of a rapper after this track shows who the better artist is. Also, you can hear Quadeca say in the background that he doesn't have any of that fake deep bullshit in his diss track like KSI does. KSI has a tendency to act like his music is profound and above everyone else, but it's really just surface level.
JJ, I'm so sorry you're angry. Hairline so fucked up, your barber is Take Keith.
Take Keith is a record producer whose tag speaks about him fucking people up.
Take Keith, fuck these niggas
Yeah,
up. Take Keith, fuck these niggas up. Take Keith, fuck these niggas up. Take Keith, fuck these niggas up.
So comparing KSI's barber to someone who fucks people up makes total sense once you learn of KSI's crooked and receding hairline.
I'm 18 making main stages. You were 18 and a virgin in the basement making rape faces. And now you really think your music is the most heat? Oh, that's so profound, you changed, that's so deep.
When KSI was 18, he uploaded a Q&A video with his father in which they were both asked to make rape faces, or the face you make when you're about to rape somebody.
Can you do your rape face? Okay, let me do it. Alright, so this is what he wants. Okay, now you're meant to do that.
For a long time, the main inside joke on KSI's channel was the rape face, and he even once made a rape face challenge. He's received tremendous amounts of backlash for it and has spent the last few years trying to make the internet completely forget about it. Also, Quadeca is saying that he is now the same age KSI was when he made that video, showing that Quadeca is in a much more highly respectable position in life than KSI was at the time. Also, Quadeca is mocking KSI's efforts of changing his ways from the rape face version of KSI to the present day self, ultimately questioning the legitimacy of KSI's true intent.
Shut the fuck up, leave the studio and record some FIFA. They torture people with your music out in North Korea.
KSI originally blew up on YouTube with his FIFA videos. Quadeca is saying that his music is so bad that he needs to leave it alone and go back to playing FIFA, something that he's actually halfway decent at. Also, the music is so bad that they use it to torture people in North Korea. That's pretty self-explanatory, but still funny.
Got so big and made so many stacks that your friends are terrified to let you know that you're whack. Now your homies are your yes man, egos over the max. Call Shane Dawson, I think this guy's a sociopath.
Quadeca says that the only reason KSI has friends in the first place is basically because of all the money that he has obtained in his career, and that money is the reason that they refuse to tell KSI his music is not as good as he actually thinks it is. He even goes as far as to call them yes men, meaning they'll say yes to whatever KSI wants just to not upset him. Also, Shane Dawson took the internet by storm with his Jake Paul documentary series, in which he examined if Jake Paul was a sociopath, or someone who lacks a conscience and will do whatever they want to benefit themselves, which some would say could be attributed to KSI's characteristics.
Huh? I saw you leave the studio with Discard. You don't make your own shit, so how you gonna discard? Had to point the finger like when old folks typing, but I killed your writer once, now he a ghost writer.
Discard is famously known as the YouTube ghostwriter, or someone who writes songs for other artists to use, most notably for Rice Gum. Quadeca said that he saw him with KSI, ultimately making the connection that Discard is writing KSI's songs for him, so there's no possible way that KSI could diss him, since he allegedly doesn't write his own stuff. Also, Quadeca released a diss track on the Discard around 10 months ago in which he absolutely obliterated him, essentially making him disappear. Like a ghost. Side note, Discard hasn't uploaded a video since the Quadeca diss track, so I guess he really did go ghost.
I never thought that KSI would make me get in the booth, but all your friends fucking with me, way more heavy than you. I'm telling the truth. I'm small, I'm skinny, I'm white, I got a lisp, I'm awkward, and I'm fucking better than you.
During the interview that sparked this diss track, KSI's friends Minimeter and Randolph both liked Quadeca's music, and Randolph even put him above KSI in the top 5 YouTube rappers.
Quadeca's up there for me. As good. You're saying number 1 you.
Yep.
Number 2.
Quadeca.
Also, +5 wins for FaceTiming W2S. Also, Quadeca points out all of his own flaws, but still says that he's better than KSI, even with all of these flaws.
Yeah, let's take it back to the past, when you made a vid, and people would actually laugh.
KSI's videos are filled with forced comedy, rather than natural comedy like they used to be.
And how you react to the past instead of how bad you can rap, It's actually sad how you don't know that you are actually bad. It's actually mad, I'm actually really gonna get into the bands, but I never understand why you really wanna ban me. Yes man, acting like a fan, but he keep you in a bubble that you're living like Sandy. I just been sticking to plan A, you're more a fan of the plan B. I know it must be hard, you're like my own fan, can't stand me.
The fact that KSI still thinks he's better than this. Also, one of the really fast lines in this part says that his friends are yes men and keep him in a bubble like Sandy, as in Sandy Cheeks, from SpongeBob, who lived in a fucking bubble dome in the ocean, meaning that the only sort of feedback he receives for his music is from his friends, who are yes men and will gas him up for anything because of the money, so that's why he thinks his songs are good. Plus 5 because KSI said Quadeca songs have no layers, but this particular line had like 4 different meanings tying together.
Where's the layers? Where's the concepts?
Yeah, your music is not complex. You talk nonsense, mediocre with a god complex.
KSI has basic rhyme schemes. See previous videos for more information. Also, Quadeca pointing fun of KSI thinking he's a god.
I'm a dog, bro. If there were 2 of me,
I'm a god.
You're delusional on drugs or you fuse the two. You're like the black Marina Joyce meets Fousey too.
Marina Joyce has been accused multiple times as of recently for being on drugs, and FouseyTube clearly exemplified how delusional he was this past summer. Quadeca is saying that KSI would be the result if you fuse those two together.
But to be honest, bro, I wish that I was still a fan. Logan Paul, come and film this. I think I just killed a man. Bitch, I don't care about no motherfucking whip. No, for the diamonds on your wrist. For the diamonds on your wrist. There's more to life than this, yeah.
Quadeca already knows that KSI's response will mention a lot of money and how much more money that KSI has than Quadeca, but Quadeca says that he doesn't really give a fuck about that. These 2 specific lines are in reference to KSI's songs Lamborghini, where he talks about his car, and On Point, where he talks about his wrist spinning like a fidget.
Say if Quadeca's watching this right now, he will 100% disagree with you and think he is better than you because of what you've put out.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put stuff out, and then I'm gonna blow him out the fucking wall.
Plus 1 win for using excerpts from the podcast that started this entire situation.
Yeah, you riding waves, can't get out of the water. Can't buy a good song for $1. I ain't never been the type to just follow.
Quadeca says that KSI is riding any sort of wave on YouTube to make videos about to keep his channel relevant, but that he is still stuck. Also, Quadeca says that he is the exact opposite of this and refuses to follow any trends like KSI does. Also, he says that he can't buy a good song for $1. All of KSI's songs sell for $1 each on every music distribution platform. Also, this is a double jab at KSI, saying that he can't even buy a good song for his name, let alone make one.
You like, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Just shut the fuck up, time to stop, bro. Saying words, but they all feeling hollow. Put down the mic and pick up the Elgato.
Quadeca poking jabs at the very hollow and meaningless lines from KSI's song Earthquake, where he did some weird fucking shit about the woodchuck thing.
How much wood can a woodchuck chuck if the woodchuck look like you, bitch? I'ma have fun with the nigga here done, you the woodchuck none.
Also, an Elgato is a capture device that people use to record video gameplay, such as FIFA, like KSI used to play.
The side man, they ain't even on your side. The side man, what's the reason they would lie? Quadeca on the playlist more than KSI.
Witty wordplay about the Sidemen, the group that KSI is a part of, who is not even on his side about who's the better artist.
JJ shooting shots like an AK, but he made waves being lonely with a rape face. Now we change face, thinking that he get a safe face. Hit him from across the fucking ponds, no lay. This my payday, you and they say JJ, bro, you change from the great days and not in a good way, in a bad way. How you gonna talk that way when you're trash, Nate?
Quadeca poking fun at KSI, rebuking his rape face version of himself, thinking that it will give him a new image and save his reputation from the old version of himself. Quadeca then proceeds to say that this change was for the worse, not the better. Also, my favorite line of this entire track exists within this section, and I know literally everybody missed it. First off, there was a hidden Lele Ponds reference. Whenever he says he's going to fuck him up from across the pond, no Lele, there was pond, ponds, no Lele, you get it? Second off, it is a well-known phrase that when someone is across the pond, that means that they are in a different country that is separated by the ocean. Quadeca is in the US, KSI is in London, England, across the Atlantic Ocean, therefore separating them with the pond or the ocean. So essentially, Quadeca is hitting KSI figuratively with this track from across the ocean. Even further, Lele is a Hawaiian term that means to fly. So Quadeca hit KSI figuratively with this diss track from across the pond or the ocean and didn't even have to fly there or Lele to do it in person, all while having this hidden Lele Ponds reference. Layers, motherfucker. Layers.
Yeah, I just checked out what your gram was on. Yeah, not a photo without a bandana on. Yeah, keep that hidden, you so scared, why? What you hiding more, is it your girlfriend or your hairline?
KSI is extremely insecure about his hairline and wears a bandana in literally every picture that you can find of him. Leafy had his fucked up chin, KSI has a fucked up hairline. Also, a couple months back, it was one of the hot topics on YouTube that KSI would not let the world see his girlfriend.
When you said, I'm done with music, we all wish that you were telling the truth.
KSI made a video a few years ago that was titled that he was done with music, but it was just clickbait, and he wasn't actually done with music, and a lot of people were sad about it.
No, you can't get on my caliber. British bitches trying to shoot they shot, Boston massacre.
This is a double meaning of the word caliber, which means the size of a bullet, meaning that KSI's shots are not near as big as Quadeca's shots. Also, caliber is in reference to someone's status, so KSI can't rap to the status that Quadeca is on. Also, KSI is British, and the British shot people during the Boston Massacre, but this only enraged the people of the United States and motivated them to start the Revolutionary War in order to declare their independence, in which they royally kicked Great Britain's ass. Think of KSI as Great Britain, and think of Quadeca as the United States. KSI's statements on the podcast were like the Boston Massacre, with little shots that only enraged the United States or Quadeca, and Quadeca's diss track is every amazing thing that happened in the Revolutionary War that allowed us to declare our independence and kick their fucking ass.
No, I'm too spectacular, I just can't find your talent, sir. I think that ended back in 2012, just like that calendar.
The Mayan calendar ended on December 21st, 2012, and the entire world thought the world was going to end that day. Quadeca is saying his talent must have ended around that time, which is coincidentally when he started to veer away from FIFA.
Dodgeable shit like a matador.
Matadors are bullfighters, so they're constantly dodging bullshit.
Bitch, I do not gotta go boxing and knock you and pop your whole head going back and forth.
Quadeca says that he doesn't have to box KSI to make his head go back and forth, but that his music will do that, much like when someone is vibing to a song. Also, he doesn't need to box him to pop his head, cause his music will blow or pop his mind.
I gotta drive you a passenger. They ask could I hop on your track or verse. I think I would rather get stabbed by a dagger and die while I'm wearing some Maverick merch.
Quadeca says that he is the one driving this battle and that KSI is merely a passenger. Also, he says that he would rather get stabbed by a dagger and fucking die wearing Maverick merch of all things than hop on a track with KSI. That's fucking brutal. 2 extra points just so I can make a cool little outro scene.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but ain't one. I got the rap patrol on the cat patrol. Foes that want to make sure my casket's closed. Rap critics say he's money cash holes. I'm from the hood, stupid. What type of facts are those?